Okay. Oh, we right on it. We can go right into it. Please, before we do, someone let us know if we are audible. We don't know what happened last week. We're hoping that we're not revisiting the issue we had with the mic this week as we did last week. So someone please, before we proceed, just let us know if you can hear us. Holla if you hear us.
Sandra, that voice said we're all good.
All good. All systems go. All right. Greetings, peace and blessings. We are the Mohammeds, the residential tourists, 85 South to Africa. We are living in the after right here in Mombasa, Kenya. We're still very grateful for the opportunity to be able to come to you live from Mombasa, Kenya. Very grateful and thankful. As always, before we proceed and move forward, we want to always give appreciation and thanks to the subscribers and viewers. We are humbly grateful, very grateful, truly.
You guys are loyal. We're definitely grateful for that.
Absolutely.
Can they let us know where they're chiming in from today?
Yeah, let us know what your position is, what your station is.
That builds up our self-esteem.
It does. Kind of gets us going. So please let us know. We would like to know, where you hail from. We really do.
Yeah, we got Awande. Said salama to you.
Salam, salam.
Sandra's got a voice. Good morning, Team Muhammad.
Sister Sandra, always a true pleasure to see you.
Easy York, he hears us loud and clear.
Easy York, good to see you again.
Karen Peters says hola.
Hola.
No, she says hola. Nia Generational. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Wa alaikum salam.
And David B coming in from Nairobi, he's sending the greetings.
Greetings right back to you and to you all. Again, we appreciate you very, very much.
Oh, we got Martha Vineyard, Land in the house.
Oh, ATL in the house.
Kenneth Frederick from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's one of our stop. My boss is taking the place. Florida was
it's the new.
It's the new Florida for us.
Yeah.
Good to have you in the place.
Karen Peters said she was trying to say holla.
Oh, holla.
I thought she was speaking Spanish. She said, hola.
We accepted all the same for sure.
Yeah, so, this was a crazy week.
It was
extremely crazy.
I won't say crazy. It is what it is.
It was crazy for me because a lot happened all within 24 hours, and it was amazing because some people say that means you guys are doing the right stuff. You on the right track. You hitting them where it hurts, and other people have said, yeah, you need to just lay off of that. Go talk about the ocean and the food and don't get too deep.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, that's not our genetic makeup.
So for those who may not know, I don't know, but for those who may not know, last week we embarked on a path to bring light to a very serious matter. That is, it's been a situation. We're not the first ones to discover this, but it came to our attention and we thought that we share it. And so anyway, long story short, we presented it and we hit on some points, and evidently some points we hit on, was in violation of community guidelines. I put it that way for the platform that we're on. And so we get some real. I mean, it was a good live. I like to think it was a good live. It was a lot of great comments and feedback, and even after the live, people who were able to see it, same. The comments kept coming, and they were really good. And then
No, it wasn't because of the whole video.
no, not the whole video.
It was
Well,
really
not that we
because
know of.
we got to speak in code again, y'all. We got too relaxed. That's what the problem was. So we were saying whole words instead of saying the VAX word or the V word. That was the main concern. So we were talking about, you know, something that they love pushing on us. And they said that we couldn't really talk about something that WHO has said and it's approved and have contracted with them that anytime that word comes out, they will have some kind of auto system.
It's an automated system in conjunction with what they call human review. So the automated system
flags it
automatically. Then they follow up, and I respect it. They do the due diligence just to make sure that it wasn't a fluke or whatever. But they deemed it to be as far as information is concerned, contrary to what they would feel to be true information, versus ours they viewed as being false information.
not our community. We're talking about YouTube.
Yes.
We're talking about what they call a big brother in the sky. So, but the issue wasn't just, you know, what we were talking about. It brought a lot of light because, you know, if that comes around again, and it will, they don't want any opposition on this platform. They locked that down. So we're going to respect the rules because this is our livelihood. But you guys already know how we feel about it. And we just got to be a little bit more creative in how we talk about certain issues, if you know what I mean.
Right. I mean, now, please understand and please believe, you know, we are not, we're not gonna put a censorship on ourselves. You understand? The truth is the truth. It is what it is, you know, and there's a responsibility, you know, for individuals, whomever they may be, to share, you know, that truth, because as we know, the truth shall set you free, and we are trying to get free, right? So, but we are going to be very mindful, right, on how we deliver such truth as we deem to be truth, and we don't want to say anything that is not true. And if we're wrong, we definitely want to, you know, have our coattail pulled if we're wrong, because we don't want to be on the other side of truth at all.
Now, it doesn't even say what we said was wrong.
No,
it just said you can't talk about that because it's already been approved for them. So you can't talk about it. But for me, guys, that wasn't even the crazy thing. And let me just say, someone did ask about my arm already. I do battle with some kind of nerve issue. I haven't got it all figured out yet, so I'm not going to try to diagnose it. So I do battle from some kind of nerve issue, and so I talk with my hands for some reason, and I'll be jacking myself up. But and then when I'm stressed, this week just stressed me out. Stuff just start happening. But when we hung up, this is how crazy it was. We hung up. We ended the live, and five of you guys have sent monies to the Cash App. So we go to try to move it.
Thank you, by the way.
Thank you. We go to try to move it from Cash App, you know, do the instant deposit, and they blocked the Cash App, shut us down. Everything. Not only did they shut down the Cash App, I've spoken to one manager, 2 customer service reps, which is almost impossible. So, you know, I've been on the phone a lot trying to get in touch with these people, asking them, why can't you guys just do the deposit for me? They wouldn't let me in and kept saying they don't recognize my password anymore, even though they could see the account. They could see the money you guys sent. It's just sitting there in the air. So I don't know if you guys can.
It's in the clouds.
It's in the clouds. And there's nothing I can do to get it. I can't. I closed out the app. I restarted it, logged in on a different phone, logged in through the internet, had my daughter try it in the States. Maybe the VPN was acting crazy. No. This happened right after the YouTube video right after we did the live.
Like no exaggeration.
No, we didn't. We never. We liked it when you sent it. We put the heart on it, and we wait until the end, and we were going to send it all at one time. Never seen it.
So
So
and this was so that was right after. So that was before
just
the
Cash
notice.
App, not PayPal.
Right.
A couple of you guys sent the PayPal. Thank you so much. That got us through the week because Cash App is gone, totally gone.
Yeah. So no Cash App.
No Cash App.
No Cash App.
But at the same time, my Facebook they put me in jail on Facebook. Not him, me, for no reason. They didn't even have an explanation. So this thing is kind of big. I'm not never the conspiracy theorist person. Is that the word?
Conspiracy theorist.
But for the YouTube video, they didn't even tell us it was shut down till the next morning. They didn't give us a warning. They didn't let us appeal. That
was the warning.
Well, before they had it where they would let us know this part you can't have in your video. Right. Give us a chance to take it out or whatever.
They considered that, look, this is a warning.
Yeah, they snatched that right down.
They said, we're going to just remove it, but it's a warning. So we don't know what's going to happen after this live. We don't know. We don't know.
Facebook jail, YouTube video snatched. So yeah, they kind of spanked us really good this week. They had me confused, like.
But you know what?
The heck?
It is what it is. You know, we keep on pushing, we keep on moving. This is our experience, you know, and what we're sharing, as always, that we always say, we're sharing of our experience, which is a good segue, right? Because we want to help put things into perspective, okay, and you know, make the connection. Because as my wife mentioned from the comments, there were a couple where it's like, look, y'all just get out this lane, and go into another lane, but we don't see it any differently as far as sharing of our experience. So we came to the continent, we came to Rwanda. We were blessed to be able to see the beautiful greenery, the landscape, to bask in the high level of safety and security, the cleanliness of the country. We were able to experience all of that, which was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And we're grateful for that. And we've shared that experience, as many others have shared that as well. We're here now in Kenya, much the same. We're blessed to be able to have the experience of just at any given moment, walk to the waters and on the beach, right? Beautiful, among other things here in Kenya. But there's another side of the experience, right? And as we've always said, that we share this experience not out of vanity, not out of, gloating or anything like that. We share it because we understand and we know, just like for us, once upon a time, we had our mind and our eyes set to come over here, and we relied on a lot of the YouTubers who have boots on the ground, right? So in part, it's a responsibility that's on us that we feel to share it, but we got to share the totality of it. So now, having experienced and been blessed to experience all of that, which we still experience it every day, what we were not aware of and are not aware of are things that are happening on a continuing and a daily basis as it relates to this beautiful continent of Africa.
But even with that, when you ask any expat that has moved to the continent, and you ask them, why did you move? What was the reasons that made you want to leave the US or made you want to leave Europe? What was those reasons? And a lot of times, or every time, besides, we'll say racism, police brutality, the third or fourth thing would be they want to eat real food. They want better quality food. They want to come for their health, to get away from the steroids, from the chemicals, for the GMO, and so forth. So it is right in the line of who we are and what we're doing that we're talking about this. Because if you're coming over expecting to not see certain things, your mind is going to be blown. Because we were just talking about, it was only in May that we came over to Kenya for the first time. And we had seen grapes, real grapes, first time in 2.5 years. We were so excited. We were eating. It was like $2 for a carton, like a big carton, not the small ones, but the big ones. $2. We bought like 3 of them just for the week. Like the girls was killing them. We were so excited. We come back no more than 2 months later. There's no more real grapes. It's all seedless, like that quick.
That quick.
And every supermarket, I haven't checked the produce place, but every supermarket that we've been to, all of it has seedless grapes in it now.
So before we go deep, because that's important, I want to just round it up, because we got to put this in perspective and put it in line that, we're in the right lane. For those who may not think that we're not, but we're in the right lane. And just want to share this real brief video clip from a very profound individual who's an artist, and to us encompasses our perspective and our responsibility and our position and our spirit as we present our experience with you. All right, here we go.
I think what you're trying to ask is why am I so insistent upon giving out to them that blackness, that black power, that black pushing them to identify with black culture. I think that's what you're asking. I have no choice over it. In the first place, to me, we are the most beautiful creatures in the whole world, black people. I mean that in every sense, outside and inside. And to me, we have a culture that is surpassed by no other civilization, but we don't know anything about it. So again, I think I've said this before in this same interview, I think at some time before, my job is to somehow make them curious enough or persuade them by hook or crook to get more aware of themselves and where they came from and what they are into and what is already there, and just to bring it out. This is what compels me to compel them, and I will do it by whatever means necessary.
So yes, the great Nina Simone. Never be another like her. We are, those that know, but you can, from her music, that's definitely her genuineness, her genuine spirit. And so, we feel pretty much the same. We couldn't have said it any better. So we thought we let our beloved sister, Nina Simone, speak and give it in that right spirit. That's the spirit that we do share. We're here in Africa, and we're grateful, and we love our African family. Yet we can't dismiss that we are Black people from America, and we want to rejoin with our African family. And we have to champion a cause that is on two fronts. So if we are sharing the experience of being in Africa to our family back home, back in the States or the UK, we have to tell the whole story. We have to present the full picture, so that they're walking into something that they have as much as possible have a full comprehensive knowledge of, if they're not blindsided, and they can choose the experience that they want to have. So this is where we are with things. And so we want to unveil and we want to reveal these exploits that are happening here on the continent. Because if we continue to at best, if nothing else, we can put a voice to it. We may not be empowered to do much else, but we can put a voice to it.
But also, though, where we are here in Kenya, it's a little different. When the people speak, the government has to listen. And so we're making it, a lot of them don't know what this GMO is or where it's coming from or what harm it does or how does it ruin their land. A lot of locals have no clue about it. So as we're growing here on the channel, we're not just Black Americans, we're talking to Black people in general, period. Black Americans need to know, okay, it's here. So you got to be a little bit more thorough when you're going to the stores. Already, most Black Americans or most expats, they're going to go to the big stores, the international stores anyway. However, the locals, they don't. They have their regular community markets where they can go get the foods and fruits. And that might be where we need to start going, because
It's more affordable for one.
more affordable. And on top of that, you're not going to find the fruits and vegetables that you're used to, but you'll find the fruits and vegetables that are more local to the land.
Mhm.
So the problem with the GMO is once the farmers start using that product, all the fruits and vegetables that were local to that land once upon a time, it's no longer going to be. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see unique, what the Rhonda had, passion fruit all over the place. Not passion fruit, yeah, passion fruit and
Tree tomato.
tree tomatoes. Yes, Rhonda and Tanzania have these tree tomatoes that they use in their drinks. You know, they can, anything that has seeds, they can GMO it. Or not even that they're going to make it genetically modified. They're just going to cancel it altogether because they need the land for the seeds patents that they want to be produced.
So what's the issue? This is the thing. What is the real issue? Okay, you know, on the surface, you know, as it's presented at, you know, face value, it's like, okay, all right, it sounds real good. It's a good way out. I'm putting myself in the position of a farmer, right? Small local farmer. You know, if I'm hearing, okay, it's going to yield more for me,
Yeah,
because it's going to increase
the revenue.
my
Anytime you
revenue.
start saying that,
It's like, all right, you know, that's anybody. It's like, oh, I can make more money. But again, let's go back to last week. They made an interpretation that we receive more gold than they were earning in their own country or what they already have. So let's look at this clip real quick, and let's look at what is kind of like the root and the core of what the issue really is.
Issue. The real problem with GMOs is not actually GMOs themselves, but the industrial farming system behind them. We're using GM foods to bolster an unsustainable system. One of the more popular GM varieties of crops in the US, Monsanto's Roundup Ready seed, exemplifies this interwoven nature of GMOs and industrial agriculture. From corn to soybeans to sugar beets, the Roundup Ready plants are resistant to the herbicide glyphosate, which is commonly referred to as Roundup. This resistance means that farmers can indiscriminately spray over their fields without worrying about damaging their crops. As a result, glyphosate use has skyrocketed in the US. Toxic runoff from overspraying is causing dead zones throughout US waterways, and Monsanto, which is now owned by the German company Bayer, not only profits off their Roundup Ready seeds, but receive bumper profits from the additional increase in glyphosate demand. To top it off, companies like Bayer patent and restrict seed saving, claiming that the research and development of these seeds takes time and money. This means that not only are seeds more expensive because one company has a monopoly on them, but also once a farmer has bought seed, they're not allowed to practice seed saving to cut costs in the next year. The problem with GMOs then is that it allows for a system in which just a few companies hold immense power over our food supply. Through that power, these companies perpetuate a food system wherein highly toxic chemical sprays are the only solution to pests and weeds. Just a few quote-unquote perfect and uniform crops trump a variety of diverse plants, and size is valued over taste. Just 4 companies control 60% of the seed market, and thus can influence what food is grown. Just 4 companies control 60% of the seed market.
that's crazy. That's crazy. I look at this God complex where everything they have to control everything, every people, every money making mechanism that they could come up with. They want to be in control of all of it, and it's just crazy. And they're telling people we're gonna create rain. We're going to create
I got a clip for that.
whatever is needed to produce in this land, but they don't tell. Just like with that word, the 3-letter words we were talking about, they push. You need to get this. You need to get this. They never tell you the side effects. They never tell you the long-term effects of what's about to happen once you start using this, or once you start using these seeds, like the man said. Once they give it to you free at first, for most places, they're going to give them their first batch free. oh my God, that's so amazing. We're going to give you all the chemicals. We're going to even help you get it into the land. But once they do that, it's all over. Let you not have sold what you needed to sell to make the money to buy these expensive seeds. You're not. And then what? What happens to the land? What happens to the people? What happens to the farmers? Because there's small farmers that's falling for this. The farmers. Let's go through some of the comments, Abu.
So while you go through it, I gotta excuse myself for one moment.
Okay. Oh, there's a lot. Y'all be imported packaged food is one thing, but importing fruits and veggies is crazy. That's crazy. Why are you importing fruits and veggies to Africa? When they have, and when I tell you, you can get a zucchini like this big. There you go. A zucchini this big, like the biggest zucchini you ever see in your life. Papayas be like this big. Mangoes are huge and sweet. And I'm talking about in Rwanda, where the sun isn't out all the time. So imagine here where all the sun is. Why are they importing fruits and vegetables to Africa? Crazy. The solution is to get into farming and produce our own produce. But they already was doing it. The problem is they're convincing people, they're convincing these farmers that you're not doing it effectively enough. You're not making enough money. You're not producing enough. You could have this and yield that and so forth. And they're telling them how rich they're going to be and how they could do so much more for their family. And it probably will happen that first year, but that second year, you're going to lose it all. They don't say all of that. A Black American couple called the Acres of the Gambia. They grow their own. Yeah, the Bag family, they're doing well. They have their own land and they've been farming and growing their own foods. And that's what most people come here for. That's what we want to do. And we're not saying you can't. If agriculture is what you're coming to Africa for, you'll be successful. That's great. You will always make that work. But if your land is near some land that's been chemicalized, or I'm making up words for GMO and for these seeds, you think it's not going to leak over into your land? And they're spraying that farm down with these chemicals. You think that's not going to leak over into your land? So you got to be very careful. And this is the reason why we're talking about it. Because most people that I've done consultation with the past couple of weeks that are coming over here, they want to come here, they're looking to go into buying land, building their own property, and definitely doing agriculture or doing farming for their families. So you definitely want to have this information and know there's a lot more that you need to look into than just, is there racism over there? Here in the United States, they import bananas from South America all the time. Over here, we see a lot of bananas from Uganda. You'll see bananas, and they have a label called Kampala bananas, and they have the big yellow bananas. A lot, even in Rwanda, we see a lot from bananas from Uganda. Well, in our research, we found that Uganda was one of the first places that they had the secret farming. This before it became known out over here, the secret farming of where they were planting these seeds at. There's an importer. I'm on medicine today, y'all. I can't even talk straight. There is a reporter, or was a reporter over there that had it filmed and recorded. Again, because I guess we're on a watch list now. We didn't put all of that in there, but he's showing videos of armed men walking around this farm, keeping people away from this GMO experiment research farm in Uganda. It started with coconut trees and moved to mangoes and cherry trees in the Caribbean. See, I didn't think they can do coconut and pineapple because I thought it only could be seeds. They didn't destroy that in the Caribbean and made it GMO. Oh, Lord. Sophia said, I've started doing that for the last 3 years. I'm going to do that as long as I live, and I'm teaching my lineage how to do the same. Nia, Roundup Ready seeds remind me of the cancer-causing weed killer. Yup, called Roundup. That's the first thing that I thought about. When he's talking about it has to be sprayed from the air. Okay. When that started happening, so did the cancer centers start popping up. Insurance policies started increasing. WHO started making demands and controlling a lot more decisions and policies and politics. We in Africa need to partner with our diaspora and invest in farming, mining, banking. We got to. Once we learn that if we actually came together and unite, we become a stronger front. And what I'm learning here in Kenya, the voices of the people matter. So imagine if you got all Black people voicing their concerns. We don't want this over here. I wish they really listened to what the president said when he said African solutions for African problems. That was like, that makes so much sense, but I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing too much of trying to get some money from Western influence, which is going to cause more problems for you here in Africa. Yeah, we had some flooding in Mombasa, where we are, not too much. But when you try to go downtown, like we like to take the tucks, you got to lift your feet up sometimes because the water comes in really heavy. But here, they're used to it. This is like normal. El Nino is not normal, but like flooding here in Mombasa when it rains, they're used to it. Now, other areas that got hit really, really, really bad, 80% of certain areas was not underwater, but had major, major flood damage. And I'm not sure that they had, if they had any resolution for it as of yet. Karen Peters, don't make me cry. Why are we doing this to Africa? Because we don't know how to unite. We don't know how to make our voices heard. We don't know how to stand up for something. People tell us, okay, you need to stay in your lane, and we do. Eventually, even in the States, we'll learn that something got to be worth dying for, y'all. If it's not for you, at least for your children. Kia says she was so excited to go to Rwanda to eat some real fruits and vegetables. Yeah, they have real fruits and vegetables. Again, we got a lot of GMO over there. Cannot find no real strawberries. Cannot find no real grapes. They're oranges. They're imported. No seeds, no flavor. So if you can make yourself adapt to just local fruits, you'll be okay for a while. Yes, Sandra said, please, can y'all please hit the like button? Please. 77 likes. If everybody hit that like button, we'll be liked.
I'm back. All right. You know what? If we could just real quick about, someone asked about the flooding.
Mm-hmm.
It was serious.
Mm-hmm.
I just learned. I don't know if you touched on that,
I watched
but
it.
It was more serious than I even imagined and I thought. 80,000 people were affected. 50 people died. Here's the concern, and I don't know if we got our friend Waruru on here.
Don't talk about that.
All right, don't talk about it. But hey,
we keep making enemies.
No. This is not. No,
we're not.
What I'm saying,
the government.
I'm not. I'm just saying what was reported. From what we saw, what was reported was that there was a certain money set aside in preparation for what is considered El Nino. And the question is, like, okay, how are we going to fix this? I'm going to just put it there like that. So the effects of it in certain areas, was more damaging than I even knew or thought about. Usually in the States, you got the news reporting and stuff like that. We have yet to learn how they do the news report. I know in Rwanda, Twitter is the thing. You hit that Twitter, it's going to tell you.
Twitter is the only outlet you're going to. But see, that's the weird thing. Now, Rwanda, well, they do have rainy seasons, which is like, to me, it felt like 80% of the time we were in rainy season. But they have these big drains on the sides of the roads. So I don't think we've ever experienced flooding in Rwanda. We're on mountains, up and down hills as well. So
yeah, it ain't no really too flat.
Yeah,
it's on road.
Mm-mm. But here, like we're in Mombasa, which reminds me of like Atlantic City. You could drive to Atlantic City during the rainy time and you're going to get water inside of your car. That's how deep it's going to be on the bridge and stuff. That's how it was here. So I was familiar with it, but I'm like, Yeah, there's no deep draining system. They have some underground ones, but there's no deep draining systems. And I think if they were actually put some of that in place, I mean, that should be like that should be a priority, I would think. Put some of that in place, and this wouldn't be an issue because that's the only thing that it needs. Um, oh, and I wish the
Boy, this is rough.
I wish the continental Africans would wake up to what these devils are doing to them. If they not gonna wake up off of Santa Claus, and we in tourist season, y'all. Santa Claus and his elves are all here.
They coming to
They
town.
coming because
They checking the list and checking it twice.
man. And when I tell you, Kenyan women are gorgeous, beautiful, model statue. I'm not gonna say no more. I'm making my stomach hurt.
Thinking about it. So it's a lot of issues, right? We're still dealing with the GMO, but that it falls right in line because okay, so now we're experiencing the flooding with El Nino, yes? And okay, how does that affect? The question would be, how would that affect the farmers? Of course, it would be devastating. It's damaging. So one of their positions. It's like, oh, with this GMO, hey man, it's repellent, you know, of different insects and so forth and so on, and it's drought resistant, flood resistant, all of that stuff there. This is what they're pushing.
VCs are on steroids, yeah.
VCs are like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
don't hurt. We're gonna grow.
So this is a great selling point for them. Now, naturally, as a farmer, you know, if this is your livelihood, you're thinking like, you know what, this sounds real nice, this is real good. But as my wife mentioned earlier, it's like, what about the long-term effects?
Mm-hmm.
The long-term effects of
when women are sterile all of a sudden, when this country was producing faster than any country in the world, now the women are sterile. I wonder how that happened.
And so there it is. That goes to the greater, that points to the greater picture of Mr. Gates and his pushing and pushing and pushing of this particular product, among other things, right? It all falls in line with depopulation. This is connecting the dots, concentrating here on Africa because Africa has the highest rate of young people under the age of 25, 60%, where in Europe it's only 25%. So it's like, okay, so everything that changes always stays the same, right? It's always the same. So this issue of overpopulation is not a new issue. This issue of, you know, the concern of food scarcity, not being able to meet the demands of the population is not a new thing. Way back to 1798, Thomas Malthus, he's the quote unquote the father of this whole concept, this whole thought. And the thing about it, what also is not new, is that it's always a concentration on the poor. It was always dealing with extreme poverty. And it's the poor who always are the victims in this whole thing.
The experiments.
The experiments, you know. So back then, 1798, it was like, okay, you know what? Let's not even concern ourselves with the fact. Let's petition the Church of England to say, you know what? Don't these programs, these welfare programs you have for the poor, don't even worry about that because they're the problem. Because they associate poverty with immorality. So these traits, as they would say, was that they're, you know, in so many words that they're getting busy too much. They're creating this, you know, they're creating too much life. So it's like they're the issue, they're the problem. So
but also think about that though. The stamina, because they're eating good foods, proper foods, real foods with real vitamins, real never mind. It's real stuff.
It's real food.
Making the Black people so strong and resilient and whatever other words Yeah, they got to figure out how can we get them, how can we make their leadership feel like we're their friends. Let us bring this poison into them because their own country is rejecting it. How can we get them sterilized so that we can come and take and conquer all over again? Let's read some of these comments.
All right, hold that point about sterilization. Hold that thought. That's what we're gonna pick back up after these comments.
Okay, Carlos Ortez said, "We are what we eat. Do we want to be modified nutritionally?" Chris Samoy, "We refuse GMO. The court struck down an order permitting their importation. They're smuggling them across the border."
Yeah, I just put that up on the thing.
What? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, we got to do more research on that because it's here. It's here. If you're in Kenya, it's here. Not only that, not even just the seeds. We can't just say no to the seeds. We need to say no to the foods being imported in as well. Why do we need your GMO? Why do we need your fake fruit when Africa produced the best of everything? Why do we need fake fruit? Michael Cody, speak up. You are correct. There is money for El Nino who pocketed it. We didn't say that. Don't get us kicked out of here. We just said we just seen that video today. That's how we knew about it. But I'm just like, oh my God. Let's see. So Lumumba has been talking about the GMO seeds, warning people. Yeah, he's been talking about a lot of stuff. He has. He is on it. He is strong. Why isn't he in leadership?
Who's that? Malema?
Yeah. I guess he's where he's supposed to be, I guess.
Well, yeah, Malema, yeah, he's not really favored here in Kenya. I'm not talking about the people. I don't know about the people, but I'm talking about the higher ups. They don't really take kindly to what he said at the last meeting they had. Because he's, Joseph, Julius Malema, he's going to speak. He's going to speak the truth, and he's going to tell it how it is. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of times what he says
it's real.
It's real.
And that's why he's not in leadership, because he doesn't have any strings around his throat telling him what he can and cannot say
or
and
do.
How to be politically correct about it. So right. He's where he's supposed to be.
That's right, Michael. Don't fear.
Thrift gardening. How you guys enjoy our food here in Kenya in comparison to the States?
It's good. The food is good. The food is good.
You know what? What I do like is I've never feel heavy or full after eating here. So the food quality is so much better. I'm almost afraid to say that because I don't want them messing with it. But the quality of the foods, you can pick up a box of, we just say of anything, and you'll read the ingredients, even the cereals. They don't allow every cereal into the country, only cereals that have just a certain amount of this and that. But those cereals like Fruit Loops and Captain Crunch, the stuff I be wanting, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you'll never see that here. Too much sugar, too much this, too much that. They're very careful normally on what they allow imported in. But this fruit thing just got me all kind of jacked up.
So Brother Anthony was like, all right, we better leave. He said, leave Gates alone. You got enough money to shut down whoever go against his agenda. All right. I don't know this person. Want to go ZELLE. I'm not sure who that is. I have to look him or her up. But here's the thing though.
We should recap too to let people know. Now we got more people. What happened on Sunday?
Sure, but let me finish my point, my thought, real quick. So we're talking about seeds, right? The beautiful thing about the truth is once it's planted, it's a seed itself. It's a seed itself. So once you plant that particular seed, whoever is willing to receive it, it will bear fruit. It will bear fruit. And I don't know, Allah forbid, that we get shut down completely. We don't want that at all. Yet, we're hoping that, we're helping with planting a seed, by sharing of our
Dropping the seed.
experience, and somebody else to, to whatever, pick up or whatever, so forth and so on. But, we're not trying to, cause any whatever. We love our people to be free, our people, back in the States who are, we're dealing with what they're dealing with a hope that they can come to Africa and not have to deal with that. But if they come here and the influence of where they came from here, they may as well just stay back in America,
Yeah.
or the UK or whatever. So, this is, as we were talking earlier, this is a global agenda, man. This is a global thing. And, it's not going away. It's not going away until, we say, what, we see what's happening, what's going on. And then we, as someone said it, I wanted to put it up on here, said we have to work in a collective manner. We have to work in a collective manner. Why not farmers band together and say, what, we can work together. However that could be done, a collective effort, right?
Natasha said the Wi-Fi is getting choppy.
Our Wi-Fi, they after us.
She said somebody doesn't want y'all talking. We see it. And that's what happened last week. Just to recap, when we said it was only 12 people on there, we got 85 right now. But last Sunday, our live, we were dealing with, we want to say the 3-letter word that start with a V. And we found out that
it's more than 3 letters.
Well,
but go ahead, I know.
We found out that who doesn't like you talking about their business like that? And definitely not in opposition. And so they snatched the video down. They didn't give us notice. We couldn't appeal it. We couldn't say nothing to this day. They snatched the video down. And then all those that sent money on Cash App, they shut the Cash App down. But they kept allowing y'all. Some people were sending money all the way up to Tuesday. It's sitting there. They closed us out of the Cash App. When we spoke to customer service, to a manager, to another representative, they don't have a clue. They're like, I don't know. We tried a new phone, tried it on a different computer. We tried everything. Cash App got shut down with all the money you guys sent on it. So again, I don't know. There's 5 or 6 people that had sent donations over from Cash App. If you have a way to dispute it or retrieve it or take it back, go for it, because we never got it. And on top of that, they put me on Facebook jail, which when I probably get off this live, I'll probably back in jail again. So it's all tied in together. Yeah, you got to be very careful when you go on their platforms, because they got more power than what we thought about, for sure. So we just got to be more creative on how we discuss some of these issues.
But the truth, but it has, it's got to be told.
It's got to be told. We're not afraid. We just got to be more creative.
Got to be told. You know what I mean? Again, what they say, freedom ain't free, right? Somebody got to pay a price. Somebody has to pay a price. So, it's just we gotta share it. This is our experience. Our experience goes beyond what we enjoy physically and entertaining and all of that. Our experience is holistic. We came to Africa to start new, to start, embark on a whole new life path. It's a totally different culture. So, our experience is not one-dimensional. And so there are many, again, we keep saying it, many people who are treading that same path. It's like when they get here, I know for a fact you're going to experience, there's a lot of people who we've had guests to share their experience, the trials and tribulations and so forth and so on, and transitioning in it's a mental, it's a emotional, it's a spiritual, and you can't get away from the other part of it, the political, all of that stuff.
Yeah, and depending on where you are, So in Rwanda, you didn't really hear or see any of the political sides. They don't allow you to see it. You only thing you will see is the final results on Twitter. All of a sudden, there's a new law, there's a new legislation, there's a new bill, but it'll be sent to you. You can see it on Twitter. That's how you get it. Here in Kenya, the energy is thick. These people make the changes that they want to see. So someone might create a law, like last week when we were telling you guys that the Kenya Gazette, I think it was, had changed the pricing for the visas. Well, the people spoke and was like, no, we didn't discuss this, y'all did. And that's been rescinded until it's been handled through the proper channels with the vote of the people. The same thing with the soldiers going to Haiti. The president said, we sending them. People was like, no, we're not. You're not sending our people. We need to talk about this. So the people, the changes here, that's mind blowing because they don't even really have that kind of force in the state. And the states were told to vote. Okay, you don't voted. But once you get him in office, he doesn't do anything that he said, and then you're kind of helpless. There ain't nothing that's going to happen behind that. Over here, they're like, oh, you bet, you think so? They're gonna make some things happen. It's a different ball game here in Kenya. Carlos said we need the strong leaders we have around the world government and non-government to collaborate to meet our needs, from food to politics. Yeah, or we need the people standing up and making the changes that we want to see.
So we'll get back to the comments. There's a lot of comments. It's beautiful. We love it. So this is, and again, we're not making this up. We're from, you can't fit it all in one swoop. You have to break it up, and then of course it's up to individuals to do their due diligence. But it's all interconnected. You know, you have the GMO, but all of it is right in line with, and I mean, it's from this is from their mouths. This is what they're saying. They're saying it themselves. It's like the earth is overpopulated. We got to come up with a plan. We got to strategize. Okay, how are we going to do it? Okay, this is what we're going to do. Right. So again, this is nothing new. This is really nothing new. And along with all of that, you know, it's what they call, this is the term that is being used. I'm sure you've heard this term before, human capital, right? It's called in human capital. Typically, human capital, that term is used in more corporate settings, you know, investing in employees, investing in, you know, with more knowledge, with the skills, with experience and things of that nature there, which will give a greater benefit to the company. It makes sense, right? Why use that terminology when it relates to dealing with the population of the earth, dealing with what they would consider to be extreme poverty? Use terminology such as, you know, reproductive tools. You have to you know, just peel back the layers and you understand what it's saying. Providing reproductive tools to women, right? That language, educating, you know, in that area and that so forth, and flowing, you know, the cultures to be able to adopt this type of, you know, this concept, or this mindset, right? All an effort to be able to achieve a goal, which is depopulating. So let me show this clip real quick. All right, two of them back to back. Now, the first one I'm going to show, again, this is coming directly from individuals, these particular individuals. Zbigniew Brzezinski, a Poland American, one time, he's a former U.S.
Okay, hold on, because they're still messing with our video.
Okay, all right, let me slow down.
They're saying the quality degraded. Natasha said, yes. David said, same here. YouTube has you lagging. So like the minister right now.
All right. So tell us where we are right now. How we looking right now?
She just, what's that? Said video quality.
Let me break away. Let's try to show this. Y'all tell me what it is. All right. Let's do this. Yeah, I kind of see it too.
They said we can still hear you though.
All right. Oh wait.
Oh, you done put on the Santa Claus. Can they see that?
Hold on a second.
Martha said keep going. Yeah, we need to highlight that when we come back.
One second, family. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not letting you show it. They said we in slow motion.
We slow motion. We like bionic man and bionic woman.
They messing with us, y'all. Oh my God.
All right, let's see if we can segue here. Let me see.
Can't believe this.
Uh,
They said we might have these Wi-Fi issues in Kenya, so we know it's them. They ain't try to be a conspiracy. They done snatched our money, put me in Facebook jail, stole video. Now they're gonna jack up our next Sunday live.
That's okay. So we'll keep pushing until we can't push no more. Until you can't hear us or you can't see us or whatever. But I attempted to share a quote, and we have our eyes set on the comments, so we'll know if you saw it or you can't see it, or if you can't, whatever. Just let us know. But Zbigniew Brzezinski, right? And he was the former U.S. security advisor, I think, during the Carter administration, right? And these were his words. His words, as hopefully you saw it, were, I'll just paraphrase. He said, in earlier times, right, it was easier to control 1 million people, right? But in these times, it's easier to actually kill 1 million people than it is to control 1 million people. I think I mentioned that maybe last week. And this is the concern. This is the concern that the population has come to a point where now it's out of control. And I saw a TED Talk, I forget the gentleman's name, and he made a great analogy. And he talked about when there's a particular species, right, that begins to, grow at an alarming rate that is out of the control, they call it an outbreak. It's an outbreak. And so they begin to put necessary measures to contain that outbreak. And this is what appears. It appears as though, can you look at the comments? Let me see, make sure.
I want you to highlight this so I can move on.
It appears as though this is that mindset. Hold on, let's take a look. Let's take a look. What am I highlighting here? 1 second, family.
Right there.
All right, we give great thanks.
Thank you,
Brother Carlos. We appreciate
for having
you.
our back, because they stole it.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you every single time. Your presence, being on here, the energy that you give. And of course, we appreciate your contribution. We're grateful, very humble. Thank you so very much. Very, very much.
Okay. Let's see. Karen Peters, keep going, baby. We hear you clearly. Audio is good. Visual is lacking. What about now? Is the visual better? They done took the sound. Yeah, they never seen whatever it is you presented, they said.
That's
probably why they did it. They didn't want you to put that thing up there.
We got to share it.
The devils are muzzling the black man and woman from telling the truth. That's the truth. It's easier to kill than to control. And what kind of mind thinks like that? That's mind blowing. Like, I think like that when we're thinking of roaches. We need to exterminate. We need to kill it one time. Let's get them all out of here. Not control it, not try to keep it a decent level where you just see 1 or 2 a day, but we need to exterminate it and kill it. What kind of mind, that's a normal thought, I think. Are you talking about people?
Human beings, someone
Humans.
like you, humans. Humans. Let's see. Let's get through it before we can't get through it.
Yeah, they can see now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So we talked about Thomas Malthus, 1798. He's the progenitor. Or I guess I could say that he originated that concept of dealing with the overpopulated whatever. So I had a clip for that. Don't worry about that. But let's move to this. Let's look at this, right?
And guys, he's the historian. He didn't know he was, but he likes his research.
It's important. You got to be able to. We're taught and trained actual facts. You have to present actual facts. This is practical application. You have to be able to know, so you can know, right? That's the only way to put it. So it is what it is. All right. So let me see if hopefully I can share this little clip here.
Periphery. In 1959, for example, the US Senate Committee on Foreign Relations recommended that foreign aid be given to developing countries who establish programs to check population.
No, it's not showing.
And 7 years later, President Lyndon B. Johnson made that recommendation a rule, setting off a series of US aid programs over the following decade, sponsoring population control.
Since 1965, the United States provided rapidly increasing support for population and family planning programs throughout the developing world.
This fervor about population growth led to programs like the 21-month-long emergency period in India, where Prime Minister Indira Gandhi oversaw the mass sterilization of 8.3 million Indians in 1976. Most were predominantly men who were sterilized against their will. But this kind of population control was sadly common.
I guess y'all can you let us know. Can y'all see? Y'all couldn't see it, huh?
Oh, Natasha said she see the video.
Okay, my apologies. I stopped it. I'm going to start it over. Okay, there's a lag.
I can see it. We see it. They seen it.
You saw it all? Did you see everything? It's about 1 minute and 50 seconds.
They just didn't let us. They messing with us. Look at it now.
It's lagging, and now it's showing. Okay.
Okay. Well, population question in the sister country.
Oh, they saw it. Okay.
They can see. They can see their own population problems. So,
okay,
the argument is GMO isn't for population control. That's the argument. And then also with Mr. The other guy, they say what he said about population control has been misconstrued. That he didn't mean it that way. He was just saying that we needed to figure out how to something. They try to play it down. So whatever it was that they tried to do, it's not working. Obviously, their numbers are going down. Black people are going up. So what's the next thing we got to do? How do we attack this? How do we get this contained so that we can stay the majority in their minds? They're the majority on the earth. What do we need to do to make that happen? They are playing with everything.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm glad you all were able to see it. That's good, and it's a terrible thing, and this is information the average individual does not know, is not aware of, you know. But when you become aware of these things, it makes, I can't say it makes life easier, but it kind of, because we go through life and we're like, you know what, I feel something just ain't working, something ain't connecting. And when you get certain types of information, it all begins to kind of make sense. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, okay. And then you begin to see how the game is being played, and see who the pawns are, and who's moving the pieces across the table.
Escabella said they are sociopaths and psychopaths, and a whole lot of other stuff. A whole lot of other stuff.
This is what's real. This is what it is. So what do? It's a lot of information. We can go on for days and days. It's a lot of information.
We just wanted you guys to know it's over here. It's over here. It's not in every African country, but it's in, I think, 14 right now, African countries. Major in Uganda, I believe. And I think they even got it in, was it Ethiopia? Ethiopia. Which is, Ethiopia is a big importer over here. And they got it over there. So it's like, the question should be why? Why do Africa need this? Why? I don't think no one's asking the why. The question is, how can this financially benefit certain people? Because it's not going to financially benefit the people of the land. It's not. There's no way it could be.
You gotta listen carefully to the interpretations that are being made. You can't.
Wait, Jacqueline Russ said, I'm coming in late to this conversation, but there has not been one live birth in Italy in the past 90 days. There's got to be at least 5 births a day in Africa.
Listen.
And Rwanda alone.
You don't got to go nowhere in that little old country.
Rwanda alone.
So Italy, 90 days, not one birth. This is so. So I'm gonna play this.
They're freaking out.
So let me. I showed it last week.
You said, did they break your arm too? No, he did it.
Crazy. So let's go to the crest theory again. We did it last week. Let's go back to the crest theory. We show the crest theory by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, right? Based on that last point that was made in a comment, the last 90 days, right? Not one human life came to in Italy. Italy,
they about to be extinct. And the crazy thing is, Italy has places. Just real quick.
No, go ahead.
Italy has places that they are allowing you to come and buy for like $1, because all their millennials have left the country to go to other countries to make money. So they got land and property that's already built, trying to get people to come over because, like she said, their population is dwindling. They don't have enough people or enough skilled workers in general to keep the country going.
So let's listen to Dr. Francis real quick. Y'all let us know. I'm going to try it again. Let's see what happens.
Well, the crest theory was an attempt back in the late 1960s to explain what I thought it is a crest theory of color confrontation and racism, white supremacy. An attempt to, as a psychiatrist, as a black psychiatrist, to understand, well, what exactly is this thing that we call racism, white supremacy? Looking at why do white people behave in the way that they do. You see, in concluding that it has to do, number one, with their minority status on the planet, their genetic recessive status, in that they could experience genetic annihilation, in that the overwhelming majority of people on the planet are black, brown, red, and yellow, and whites constitute fewer than 1/10 of the people on the planet.
Real quick, hey, Miss Lady Visionary.
Oh, Miss Lady Visionary. Well, whoa, it's a pleasure. Yes. Honored to have you in the house, as we say. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I'm thinking that we saw the video. I think we're a little ahead. I think it's lagging.
No, but somebody's saying it won't let them comment. They mess with it. Comments I thought are right here.
So I'm just waiting to see. Let me look and see here.
Oh, they said we said you keep saying population C word. That's also one of the words that are flagged. We got to create code words to replace the words. And this person couldn't make a comment on the live. What are they doing, y'all?
Okay.
We saying the wrong words.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say when I'm just speaking. I'm speaking the truth. I guess I'm speaking words. This is words. So it's like, what do?
What Nia Generational said,
Oh, we're clear
calcified
now. Pineal
pineal glands
glands.
equals
Wazungu.
wazungus.
You said it. I like how you said it. Absolutely. Everything is clear now. All right. Everything is clear now. All right, that's good. So we were able to see the video, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was able to see the video. Okay. That's our beloved. May God be pleased with her, Dr. Frances Cress Welshing, one of our brilliant minds, who, man, if you have not availed yourself to her work, please, I would definitely recommend do so. The ISIS papers, the Crest theory, please get it. Please get it. Please get it. And anywhere you can try to look her up, check her out. So there it is. That's what you have. So that I was, the sister said about the birth in Italy not having any 90 days.
That's not funny. But the brother said there's 100 births per day in Kenya. Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe it.
I believe that too.
I believe it. There's babies everywhere.
So what happens, man? What happens when, you can't even just use just words?
Mhm.
We don't have no weapons.
Can we do a video on, is freedom of speech really free?
Freedom ain't free.
Freedom ain't free.
Freedom ain't free, so what do? You can only do what you can do. You share, and then, just keep it moving, and seek Allah's protection and continue guidance.
Keep supporting YouTubers that are out here trying to make a change in our thought process in general. Trying to make sure that we are well informed before we jump on that plane. Even within the last week, in one of the consultations, they're like, "We already bought our tickets." I said, "Okay, how long are you going to be here?" "Oh, we're not going back." I'm like,
trying to get free. People trying to get out.
People trying to get out. They like, listen, whatever y'all got going on over there, do not compare to this madness over here. I just need it. Just listen, help me get there. We sent a lot of you guys went through John
D.
the Belote.
Our brother.
You're getting yourself situated with John, making sure those visas and everything is taken care of. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. We just want to make sure that you guys don't be like us and a lot of other people that made the big exodus and during COVID ran because we seen all the great stuff that YouTubers were presenting, but we didn't have the balance.
Because we just, we family, we were 100, we were blessed being in Rwanda to be able to establish a business, but we made a lot of mistakes. We made a lot of mistakes. We made a lot of miscalculations. We made, we did. We were sincere, in every effort at every step of the way, but we weren't really fully armed.
Mm-mm.
When I say armed, meaning with knowledge, information, and understanding on many different things. We were very emotional. We were very emotional and not practical enough in our decision making in many things, and that being one of them, which is major. And
but a lot of times you don't know because you're hearing everybody saying the same thing. Everybody's saying how wonderful this is and how great this is and how easy this is. So it has to be. But after having that experience, and now we're over here, now we're like, okay, hold on, y'all. Let's be thorough.
Right.
Yeah, we want to show you all the touristic spots and how fun it is and how amazing this country is with all the tourist stuff. But is there challenges with visas? Major. Is there challenges with land? Major. Is there challenges with starting a business? Super major. So these things we need to know because a lot of y'all just jumping on the plane, flying over, and you're like, "Can you help me find land?" I'm like, I ain't getting in that. Y'all got to go through John, do it that way because it's too major.
It's a lot of it's a lot. It's really a lot. You know, it's not overwhelmingly a lot, but there's a lot as far as, you know, if you there's no possible way you would just know. You would have to really have done. I mean, John,
A lot of things is hands on.
hands on. He's told. He said, man, a lot of things he learned. He bumped his head. He's bumped his head. He's had to, and he was able to. Okay, and the blessing is that he's positioned himself to be able to, with his own direct experience and the knowledge he has accumulated, to be able to package it and present it to where we don't have to go through those things there. And he's very key, especially for the expats, you know, in making that transition.
Yeah.
And that's a figure that is necessary and needed.
And we're comfortable referring the people to him. We're comfortable with that because I know once you go through that and that's taken care of, and then if we're working together with the relocation service, you're really coming into a great position of not having to worry, bump your heads, figure this out, stress over this and that, because everything is kind of done for you. And then next week, we have a guest that's coming on, and they have created sort of like a ZELLE or a Rently.com, a database, a system where they're going to have houses to buy and rent in all of the African countries. So he's going to be coming on next week to present his platform because the app actually is about to launch. So we're going to be one of the first people to actually have it available and to talk about it. It sounds like it's going to be pretty big. He's presented it to Steve Harvey and to some other big major investors. So this app has gotten out there. But what's unique is it's only for Africa. And the focus is getting the diasporas over to Africa. So make sure that you guys, those that are actually interested in trying to make this, what do they call it? This expatriation, this
Exodus.
this exodus to the continent. And again, we're not just promoting Kenya, even though we love it. We're not just promoting Rwanda, even though it's beautiful. We're promoting, if you want to come to Africa, you have that choice and that right, and you can make it happen. You can make it happen. So we went ZELLE. Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure I said it right. I've been over here almost 3 years. I don't remember. Harsh winter here in the U.S. We're still here in the U.S. Everything here is causing great harm. It's much better there for you, family. I believe that. I believe it.
It's some man.
Greg, yeah, I just seen that on the news yesterday. Somalia has finally joined the EAC.
All right.
So that is going to be a part of the new EAC, meaning if you have a residency anywhere in East Africa, now you can also go to Somalia and not have to pay a visa. And then a lot of things with the EAC, even here in Kenya, if you have the EAC, you don't have to pay a visa to come into the country, but you also can get EAC rates on things, especially the touristic stuff. They have 3 columns. One is for if you're a resident or a local. The other one is if you're just a straight tourist, and the other one is if you're part of the EAC community, then this is your rate. So that's the middle rate. Right now, we've been able to use that rate on some of the things, so it's great to have. Natasha said, I can't wait to get back to Cape Town. I can't wait for you to get back. I don't know why I just feel naked when you're not here on the continent. I can't wait till you get back to Africa. It just seems like you're just down the street when you're on the continent. I'm like, okay, when she comes, you make me mad. I'm gonna jump on the plane. I'm gonna hang out with my girlfriend.
Okay.
Like it's down the street and around the corner. Oh, I noticed you got window curtains. We're just in a secret room.
This ain't the same room. In another room.
Y'all don't hear the echo no more. We came in a room with furniture, right? It's going to be a challenge or 90%. Okay. Carlos, guess I'll be renting somewhere if land is hard to come by when I arrive in Kenya this coming April. Carlos, hit us up. We're finding people apartments, short term, long term, something really nice. We hooking you up with people that do have land so that you can look into it. And then you can also reach out to John. He's in Diani Beach, and he can show you how to get the land in your name legally and make sure that everything is done properly. So no, you do want to come and get into a rental. You don't want to come and buy right off the bat. You want to come and get into a rental anywhere on the continent so you can explore and see if this is the area you like. Like we're in the area now, it's so beautiful. But when El Nino leaves, it's going to be extremely hot and extremely humid. And on top of that, the mosquitoes are thugs. So we need to move out of this area before they kill me. Not necessarily leave Mombasa, but being close to the ocean. Didn't know that there comes with stuff with that. All I knew is this was going to be my healing spot. Well, now it's my killing spot. So we need to move away from the ocean. Have sea view maybe, but move away. I wouldn't know that if we didn't come and stay here. So a lot of times you need to come into a transitional housing, which we got for you, and then take your time and discover where you want to be at. You might want to jump on a train and head on out to Nairobi and check that out. Nairobi is freaking amazing. So you need to see, really see before you actually lay your roots.
It's recommended. That's recommended.
Yeah. Natasha, we are going to come in the South African winter, so we need to come so y'all get warm. Yeah, that's true, because you won't get warm, you'll get hot.
Warm is an understatement.
Bobby Jr. said, I ain't touching anything Steve Harvey is connected to. Well, Steve Harvey didn't take it, okay? He just presented it to Steve Harvey.
but listen, we have giants among us. When I say that, meaning those who who have the means,
And Steve Harvey is a genius. He knows how to make money.
He has the means. I think that ultimately, and I think that one day, somewhere down the line, we'll get to that point where, as diasporans, we will have a certain type of relationship that we're embarking on now with our African family. I think that as we, as diasporans, begin to more identify with the fact that we are a community in and of ourselves, and we band together as such, and doing so, and banding together, meaning with like minds, and pooling our resources, and being able to come to a place like Africa without all of the restraints that we are always challenged with being in the States or wherever, UK, and providing, what we have been afforded by way of benefit, being in the States, in a place where it can be more appreciated, and I'm not talking just with money though, with skills, with expertise, with visions, that we have to be able to build and help build, with our family. And we have individuals like, Steve Harvey and all of those guys who have those, those means, if they could, and I know Steve Harvey himself has been to Africa.
Ghana.
He's been to Ghana, and he was affected positively by having that particular experience.
In South Africa. He did this talk show.
Talk shows. Kevin Hart was in Rwanda. And also, he was very vocal about, coming to Africa, and how it affected him positively by being in Africa, And I think the more of those in that particular circle or income bracket, have that experience. I don't know, man, if they were able to communicate with one another. I don't know how that world is, but it would just ideally, it would be a great thing, to be able to. I mean, if you got Bill Gates, who's he's a billionaire, he's directing his money here.
Well, he got hidden agendas. But
we have an agenda. It ain't got to be hidden.
Right.
Why not those in? This is what frustrates me. Why not those of us who have matching dollars, man? Have an agenda, not a hidden agenda, not a selfish or false agenda, but an agenda that will be of benefit to all, for the diasporas, for Africans, all the same, man.
yeah,
That's really an argument that could be put forth by those who are like, listen, we here doing something, but you got individuals with billions of dollars. What are they doing? Why are they not directing their monies here in Africa to affect the change? Not only just for Africans, but for diasporas as well.
but what they do is they send money for the impoverished, they believe, for the hungry, for those that are in need, not thinking, teach a man to fish. You feed 1,000 people.
You feed them for a lifetime. If you teach them how to fish, if you
create a business, create something, invest into people that are trying to do that, then you're going to feed a village for a lifetime.
For a lifetime.
Instead of feeding them that
it
one
won't be
time.
a village anymore.
Right.
Everybody will, you know what I'm saying? You have individuals like Will Power. I don't look him up. Will Power.
Yeah, I know who that is.
A genius, a brilliant as far as farming is concerned. Brilliant. He's a brilliant black man. Look him up. Will Power. I mean, he knows, he's a scientist when it comes to the soil and producing and agriculture and all of that stuff there. I mean, not we, us two, but we, the nation of Islam, had learned from him in the way of his expertise in the land that is owned in the States, and people who had witnessed these, what they call super worms, because the soil was so rich that the worms were like leaping out of the soil, because that's how rich and energetic the soil was based on the technology that he was able to use. But imagine, he don't have billions of dollars, but imagine if someone within our camp with billions of dollars can say, you know what, we're going to go to Africa. We'll take you and you're going to teach, not take away from, we're going to teach this technology to the local farmers, that they can be self-sustained and self-sufficient, and they can grow the foods in a manner that they don't have to compromise. And they can really get the yield that they're looking for. They can really, really make the earnings and the monies that they desire. We have everything that we need. And so I'll go on days for days.
Yes, Brother Minister.
So my point is, Africa has all that it needs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to play these two brief.
Wait. I've been waiting. People trying to respond.
I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry.
I'm kneeing them under the table like, dude. First, I got to say thank you, Eric. You just made us smile so much.
Eric, thank you. I don't know why, but thank you.
He hit the PayPal. Thank you
all
so
right,
much.
Thank you very much, Brother Eric. Appreciate you.
And then Kia Grace, should I be coming to Rhonda in the rainy season? Yeah. If you want to be stuck in the house and cold and wet and mosquitoes chewing you up all day, why not? You ain't gonna be able to see nothing.
Kia, I wouldn't recommend that.
Mm-mm. All the restaurants are indoor, outdoor, so you really will have nowhere to go to get away from the climate of rainy season. I would not recommend it at all. Mm-hmm. Where was that at? The Somalia, I wanted to talk or mention what the brother just said when we mentioned the EAC. Chief Nigus said, Greg, many of us indigenous Kenyans have serious reservations about Somalia joining the EAC. I don't want to stink up the live chat, but I'll say this, it's not a good idea for many reasons.
All right, we'll do some research.
Y'all just be having too much going on.
We'll do some research.
I gotta stop getting happy over stuff. I'll be like, why? It's another country. The Somalians are here. They're here, so I don't know none of that stuff.
Yeah,
We're not going to get into
you
it.
know, it's
But
a lot.
they're Kenyans. They would tell you, no,
Kenyans,
I'm Kenyan.
they're
I'm
beautiful. They have a, you know,
gorgeous, beautiful people.
it's a great, it appears
I
that, you
don't
know,
know.
it's a great existence that they have here.
They know. I guess they'll tell us eventually. Um, Rhonda has been able to eliminate malaria by 85%.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, they know how to contain it now, but on an average, even when we had the business, the employees would get malaria like at least twice a week. Somebody got
Well,
malaria. This dude got it twice,
yeah.
but they had the pill. They had the antibiotic, knocks it out in 3 days.
Well,
and
that's
you're
probably
straight.
what they're meaning.
Oh,
They're
they're
meaning
saying
that
that
they have the
Oh,
means
okay.
by which to fight it.
I was hoping it wasn't saying the 3-letter word
No, it's not
'cause
3 letters, but anyway, you said 3 letters.
because it's AX.
All right.
Natasha says Steve Harvey said a sentence on his show that made me rethink life and move to Africa. He was talking about a vision board and said, "Is your vision from you or from the mind of God?"
Mm. I mean,
But
Steve,
where does God live? Does he live in the brain or live in the mind?
that's what he's saying.
I was adding my deepness.
Oh, okay.
Greg, U.S. history was regulated to avoid Black history from the continent, but the growth of the internet in the 90s and 2000s have provided current generations something unique. Yeah, I know they mad at social media. Social media has pretty much
Backfire.
allowed everything they've been trying to do. Carlos said he'll look up John's email and will contact him. Carlos, I'll send you when this is over. If they don't delete it before I can, I'll send you the actual link.
You ain't got to do that. Just hold on right there, real quick.
No, we have a link that you click on that will connect it from
okay.
coming from residential tourists.
Here, let me hit you with this. You can. There you go. That's John's email address.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the link.
You can send it a link. Still send a link, but I'm saying
because he's not responding to that. That's the problem. He gets too many.
Oh, it's overflooded.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's why you guys were saying. I keep trying to reach out to him. He's probably like you. He don't do the emails too much. Whenever he gets to it, but the link actually connects you to the website, and then you could put your information in there, and then one of their team members will reach out to you immediately.
Okay.
And we get our points for referring him as well. We do get a referral. Love you guys. Keep going. When Obama and his wife and girlfriend Michelle visit Kenya, he decided to join politics thereafter.
You gotta say it out loud.
We don't like. Okay, Natasha. People get caught up in the personality of a celeb and not look past to see some wisdom. Get distracted with our personal attitudes and not have vision. Yeah. We just watched him. Harmony Village is farming in Rwanda. Yes, they are. They're a great group of brothers doing some major things in Rwanda. Actually, there's the expats that are over there. They're there with a purpose. They're doing stuff. Most of them is involved in agriculture or real estate. Pretty much, those two things will thrive probably anywhere: agriculture and real estate. So they are making some things happen for them. If you have big pockets and you can have duration, Rwanda's a good place to go in and try to make those things happen for. You just won't see an immediate turnaround. If you need immediate turnarounds, that's not the place. The business culture there will not support anything that requires immediate turnaround. Africa has a lot of luxury. That is why you find many Mzungos in Africa. And they like dark meat. That's the truth.
They recognize.
They like dark meat.
I mean,
we don't walk with hatred in our spirit. We very beautiful, loving, giving people, catering people, service people. And like they said, like you guys have told us, Africans don't see color. And I guess we can't change that. Black Americans do, diasporas do, but the Africans, they don't see color. I think a lot of that has to do with just not having the knowledge to see what's actually going on. Just like what we're telling you about this GMA, and change the letter stuff. Black folks ain't doing this to you. We ain't the ones creating this and bringing this over and convincing the leadership that this is what we need so that we can kill the earth and kill the food. That ain't us. So once you start tying those things together and seeing the bigger picture, Y'all stop looking at Santa Claus. Easy York said he disagrees. Somalians are good. Black people are beautiful. Sparks said the Kenyan Somalis are very good people. We love them. It's the ones of Somalia that have given us a lot of heartache and stress because of terrorist attacks. Yeah, we're gonna do more research on that one. I'm from South Georgia, born on farms, grew up farming for pennies, worked in the chicken house with my grandmother that raised me. I'm thankful. Okay, you got calluses on your hands. I know it. Tasha said she's getting ready to her nephew's birthday party. Love y'all. I was looking for your holiday pictures too, so I could see some food.
Always good to see you, Sister Natasha. We appreciate you as always. We really, really do. Thank you so much for your presence and the energy, that good old energy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're gonna wait till you arrive to schedule a one-on-one with John. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just, I mean, everything's a work in progress, I guess. You know, maybe that's the optimism in me, but everything's a work in progress.
Carl said, who doesn't like dark meat?
I think that I don't know what the issues may be. I don't know where there's a dislike or whatever, so forth and so on. But we all Black. That's my thing. We all we all have to band together. You know, we have to work it out somehow, man. Somehow we got to get it together and work it out, you know. But
well,
I don't want to get too far into that right now. But what's the solution, man? This is the thing, the solution of, what we're dealing with, not just now, but this matter, this issue, but just in general as it relates to, to Africa. Everybody is looking at Africa. Everybody wants a piece of Africa, all the way back to the Berlin Conference, which to me is where it all really, I mean, aside from, 1555, when they came and did what they did and stole a whole entire people. But, as far as, colonialism, the Berlin Conference, man, and how these men, they just sat around and said, we're going to take what we want. We're going to carve up the continent and we're going to take what we want. We're going to do. It's just a crazy way of thinking, man. I just don't get it. I mean, it's just crazy. I can't even fathom that,
It's the God complex.
It is that. It is that. So until we, as I'm going back, so we can end out and close out these last two brief video clips, till we get this understanding. This is from your brother. Till we get this understanding, this applies to Africa and all darker people across the globe. But specifically in Africa, we will continue to be at the foot, man. But we got to get this understanding. So I'm going to start real quick with this first clip. And this clip was at a press conference in 1998 by the premier leader, the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, our champion. And he said this in his visit to the continent, right? 1998, but it stands true to this very day. Very true. All right, here we go. Hopefully y'all get a chance to see it. Here we go.
None of you can deny that what I'm saying is the truth. You know it's the truth. But either you won't write it, or you're too cowardly to speak it, because you want some favor here or favor there. So because you can't talk, you are muzzled. I'm not. I'm a free Black man. And I didn't come here looking for a handout. And I really don't think you need one. Your problem is that you think you need a handout. Everything you need is right under your foot, but you're looking everywhere else for help instead of to yourself and what you can produce for yourself. This is Africa's dilemma. You are parading yourself before the world as international beggars when you gave civilization to the world. Your problem is not America. Your problem is not Israel. Your problem is not Britain. Your problem is your disunity and your dependence on others to do for you what you could do for yourself. So I don't have to come back here anymore to help you. The help is already here. The knowledge is already here. The land is here. The sun is here. The water is here. The minerals are here. You have some of the finest minds in the world, but they're in Europe and they're in America making money while Africa suffers. Why don't we create politically stable environment and call the children of Africa back home to help build Africa? We are your children. And we will come and help. But don't expect us to come with billions of dollars when we don't have it. We're struggling in America. But you got it all right here under your foot. And you should be ashamed not to look to yourself, begging white folk to give you what you could give yourself. What I said today, which one of these countries is going to give you $20 million? America's not going to give you $20 million. You got it right here, but your disunity won't allow you to pool it. It's your fault, and you got to accept that responsibility. That is why my message is atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility. We got to stop blaming everything on somebody else and see what is our responsibility.
Amen to that.
So lastly, on this on the same from one of our own, from one of your own, when I say you, I mean African, brilliant leadership. May God be pleased with him. He's no longer with us or among us, but we have so much hope in our brother, with our brother. It's very, very, very brilliant, very brilliant. And but he says much the same, very, very much the same.
So this like 20 years, 30 years later, right?
The minister was 1998.
98, okay, yeah, so almost 30 years ago.
And this, what we're getting ready to show next, in this next clip, it's not that long ago. Maybe 2018, I believe it is. Yeah, I believe so. All right.
This is the special opportunity God have given us. We are supposed to move together. We are supposed to consider the best issue of economic developments. We have no brothers. We have no fathers. We are supposed to move as Africans. Africa should move on their own. They are supposed to change the directions. We are supposed to focus according to our directions, according to our environments. That is the only way we can help our people. Nobody should come and say that he's there to save the problems of our people. We are the one, we leaders, we are supposed to change the directions as far as economic is concerned for our people. And the only solution is to move together by considering God is the one and the powerful to direct us in every direction. Your Excellency, I'm just trying to preach, but I can't reach you.
His Excellency Magufuli, again, may God be pleased with him. Rest in peace. And right words. So it's that spirit. And this applies, to Africa. This applies to, Black people in America. We all that we have, man. It don't take a whole day to recognize sunshine, man. We see it, man. We see what has happened. We see what's happening. And we know what we need to do. We know that we can do it, and it's the only way, really, in truth. As His Excellency Magufuli said, with God as our guide, That's all we need. That's all we need. He done already given us everything that we need.
Yep.
That natural seed that comes in that fruit or that vegetable, that's a beneficence of God, that he will take a seed to create something, but that which he created contains another seed, and that it's infinite.
And look at the hand that's trying to convince you that what God is providing isn't enough. What he is giving you isn't enough. It's not effective enough. It's not fast enough. It's not strong enough. Who is he to tell you that? And why do we keep falling for it? That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to get you to open up your minds. The issues of that doesn't just lie in the US, it's also over here. So we got to be cautious of that and spread the word to the rest of the continent, or spread the word to the rest of our people. You don't want that here. You definitely don't want that here. While they're fading away, Africa is getting stronger and stronger and younger every day, ready to take its rightful place on this earth. So don't fall for it, please. But
so with that, family, I don't know. This might be the last time you see us or not.
But Carlos said they done unsubscribed him. He had to resubscribe to the channel. Can y'all see if y'all are still subscribed? We got 100 people on right now. Can you all make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to see work like this? I mean, I kind of feel like we're putting our necks on the line these days now. Again, they done snatched our channel, our Cash App, my Facebook. They done took it all from us. They done messed up the video. They done unsubscribed folks. Just for this one topic. We done with the topic, okay? Next week, we got something else to talk about. But for now, thank you guys. Again, all those that sent money last week, if you have a way to retrieve it, if you can text them, call them, tell them you want your money back, please do so, because we didn't get it. It's sitting in Cyber Air, or Cash App has took themselves out to dinner or something. But we didn't get it. So, but all the rest of you guys, thank you so much that continuously support us every week. Thank you guys that have sent money to PayPal and on this channel and through the ZELLE. Thank y'all just for believing in us and supporting us and really carrying us, because they kind of hurt us last week. My little pride and ego was a little shot. Like, what the heck? You want to say some stuff and can't.
God is the greatest. No worries. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. I know it's early where you are. Thank you for taking the time to spend with us, and have a great week. God bless you all with a great productive week. And God willing, we'll see you next Sunday.
Regma Music, we see you. He got on.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Peace and blessings.
Lisa, she had to